10 Dangerous Signs of Blocked Arteries. You might notice, too late. Opening hook. Right now, as you're reading this, millions of people are walking around with a ticking time bomb inside their chest, and they have absolutely no idea. Their arteries are silently narrowing, like a slow-motion avalanche of deadly plaque that's been building for years, choking off the life-giving blood flow their heart desperately needs to survive. What makes this medical crisis so terrifying is that blocked arteries don't send you a polite warning letter. They don't give you a gentle tap on the shoulder. Instead, they whisper their deadly warnings through symptoms so common, so easily dismissed, that most people brush them off as just getting older or being stressed. But here's the bone-chilling reality that could save your life. Every single day, over 2,000 Americans will have a heart attack. Many of them woke up that morning feeling perfectly fine. They had no idea that their arteries had been secretly plotting against them for months, maybe even years, gradually strangling their heart until that final, catastrophic moment when blood flow stopped entirely. The most haunting part? Your body has been desperately trying to warn you all along. That strange tightness in your chest during your morning walk, the unusual fatigue that won't go away, no matter how much you rest the cramping in your legs that you blamed on your old running shoes. These aren't random inconveniences. They're emergency flares, shot up by a cardiovascular system in distress. Before we dive into these life-saving warning signs, if you're serious about protecting your cardiovascular health, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Your heart will literally thank you for it. And drop a comment letting us know which country you're watching from. We love connecting with our global community of health-conscious viewers who refuse to become another statistic. Today, we're exposing 10 critical warning signs that your arteries might be dangerously blocked. These are not minor inconveniences. They're potentially life-threatening symptoms backed by research from leading medical institutions like the Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, and Harvard Medical School. What you're about to learn could literally be the difference between catching a problem early and facing a medical emergency that could end your life. Warning. Sign number 1. Chest discomfort or angina. The first and most critical warning sign is chest discomfort, medically known as angina. But here's the dangerous part that kills thousands every year. This does not always feel like the dramatic chest-clutching pain you see in movies. Many people describe it as pressure, tightness, squeezing, or a burning sensation in the chest. According to groundbreaking Mayo Clinic research, this discomfort is literally your heart muscle screaming for oxygen when coronary arteries become choked by deadly plaque buildup. The mechanism is both fascinating and terrifying. Your heart muscle demands a constant supply of oxygen-rich blood to function. When plaque accumulates in your coronary arteries like sludge in a drain, it creates a deadly bottleneck that restricts blood flow. During times of increased demand, climbing stairs, emotional stress, even having an argument, your heart desperately needs more oxygen, but the narrowed arteries can't deliver it. But the pain doesn't stay confined to your chest. It spreads like wildfire, traveling to your arm, particularly the left arm, your neck, jaw, back, or upper abdomen. This terrifying spread pattern occurs because your heart shares nerve pathways with these other areas, creating a web of pain that confuses both patients and doctors. Angina typically appears during physical activity when your heart is crying out for more oxygen, then subsides with rest when the demand decreases. This predictable pattern tricks people into thinking it's just fatigue or muscle strain when it's actually your heart's urgent distress call. Each angina episode represents your heart literally suffocating from inadequate blood flow. Research consistently shows that angina is often the first warning sign of significant coronary artery disease. Those who experience it face a dramatically higher risk of sudden heart attack. Any recurring chest discomfort that follows an exertion pattern deserves immediate medical evaluation. Don't dismiss it as stress or indigestion. Your life could literally depend on recognizing this warning. Warning sign. But 2. Shortness of breath. The second warning sign is unexplained shortness of breath. And this isn't just normal breathlessness after intense exercise. We're talking about feeling winded during activities that previously never bothered you, or even experiencing breathlessness while sitting still. This symptom is particularly insidious because it develops gradually, like a slow poison, making it easy to rationalize away. When arteries become blocked, your heart struggles desperately to pump blood effectively throughout your body, dramatically reducing its pumping efficiency. Think of it like trying to water a garden through a kinked hose. No matter how hard the pump works, inadequate water reaches its destination. This means your tissues are slowly suffocating from lack of oxygen, and your body compensates by making you breathe faster and harder, desperately trying to extract more oxygen from each breath. Mayo Clinic research indicates that dyspnea, medical term for shortness of breath, is often one of the earliest signs of heart failure, which frequently results from long-term arterial blockages that have gradually damaged your heart muscle like acid eating through metal. As your heart weakens from constantly battling against blocked arteries, it becomes less efficient at pumping blood, leading to fluid backup in your lungs, essentially drowning you from the inside. Women should pay particular attention to this symptom because research shows women are more likely than men to experience shortness of breath as their primary heart disease symptom rather than the classic chest pain that men typically experience. The progression is deeply concerning and follows a predictable pattern, starting with breathlessness during activities like climbing stairs, advancing to feeling winded during flat walking, and eventually occurring during normal activities like getting dressed or having a conversation. This progression represents your heart's declining ability to meet your body's oxygen demands and serves as a countdown timer to more serious cardiovascular events. Warning. Sign number 3. Dizziness, lightheadedness, or sudden nausea. This dangerous trio of symptoms signals reduced blood flow to your brain due to arterial blockages. Essentially, your brain is being starved of oxygen. When arteries supplying your brain or heart become narrowed like a straw being pinched, your body struggles desperately to maintain adequate oxygen delivery to vital organs. Dizziness occurs when your brain doesn't receive sufficient oxygen-rich blood, causing that unsettling spinning sensation that makes you grab for support. UT Southwestern Medical Center research shows these symptoms frequently occur together during cardiac events because they share a common mechanism: reduced cardiac output due to blocked coronary arteries. When your heart can't pump effectively due to blocked arteries, it struggles to maintain adequate blood pressure. Your brain, sitting at the top of your body, is often the first organ to suffer when blood pressure drops. The sudden nausea is particularly significant and often overlooked. Your digestive system requires substantial blood flow to function properly. When your heart's pumping ability is compromised by arterial blockages, blood flow gets redirected away from digestive organs to maintain flow to critical areas like your heart and brain. Many people dismiss these symptoms as dehydration, low blood sugar, or stress. But when occurring together, especially with other cardiovascular symptoms, they could indicate serious arterial blockages requiring immediate medical attention. If you experience sudden onset dizziness, lightheadedness, and nausea together, particularly with chest discomfort or shortness of breath, this could indicate an acute cardiac event in progress. Don't wait. Seek emergency medical care immediately. Warning. Sign number 4. Unexplained. Sweating, fatigue, or cold sweats. Cold sweats are particularly concerning warning signs that most people completely ignore. Unlike normal sweating from heat or physical exertion, cold sweats occur when your body is under severe internal stress from inadequate blood flow to vital organs. When arteries are blocked and your heart struggles to pump effectively, your body activates emergency response systems, flooding your system with stress hormones that cause sudden, clammy sweating. It's your body's alarm system going off. Cardiovascular research shows that unexplained fatigue is often one of the earliest heart disease signs, particularly in women. This isn't normal tiredness after a long day. We're talking about persistent, overwhelming exhaustion that doesn't improve with rest and interferes with daily activities. When arteries are blocked, your heart works exponentially harder to pump blood through narrowed passages. Imagine trying to pump thick honey through tiny straws. Eventually, this increased workload exhausts your heart muscle, and this cardiac fatigue manifests as whole-body exhaustion. As blocked arteries limit blood flow to your heart muscle, your heart's efficiency plummets. Your heart compensates by beating faster and working harder, but this increased workload gradually exhausts your heart muscle. This cardiac fatigue translates into systemic fatigue, affecting your entire body. Women are significantly more likely to experience fatigue and sweating as primary heart disease symptoms rather than the classic chest pain that men experience. Many women report sudden, inexplicable exhaustion lasting days or weeks before a heart attack, their bodies desperately trying to warn them of impending danger. Warning. Sign number 5. Pain that spreads beyond the chest. Pain extending beyond your chest creates a terrifying network of discomfort that can confuse both patients and healthcare providers. When your heart muscle doesn't receive adequate blood flow due to blocked coronary arteries, the pain doesn't respect anatomical boundaries. The heart shares nerve pathways with multiple upper body areas, causing cardiac pain to manifest in shoulders, arms, back, neck, jaw, teeth, or upper abdomen. This creates a confusing symptom pattern that often leads to misdiagnosis and delayed treatment. Mayo Clinic research extensively documents this pain pattern. Left arm pain is strongly associated with cardiac events, but pain can affect either or both arms. It's often described as aching, heaviness, or pressure rather than sharp pain, like someone is squeezing your arm in a vice. Back pain between shoulder blades is frequently reported but dangerously dismissed as muscle strain. However, when this pain occurs with exertion and improves with rest, it strongly suggests cardiac origin rather than musculoskeletal problems. Jaw and neck pain present particularly challenging diagnostic puzzles because they're often attributed to dental problems or neck strain. However, when jaw pain occurs alongside other cardiovascular symptoms or appears during exertion and subsides with rest, it strongly suggests cardiac origin. The pain may feel exactly like a toothache, but its pattern reveals its cardiac nature. Upper abdominal pain is perhaps the most misleading symptom, often mistaken for indigestion or heartburn when it should prompt emergency medical care. People waste precious time trying antacids or seeking gastrointestinal treatment while underlying arterial blockages continue threatening their cardiovascular system. The danger lies in people seeking wrong treatments, visiting dentists for jaw pain, or trying stomach medications for abdominal discomfort, while the real problem, blocked arteries, continues progressing toward a potentially fatal heart attack. Warning. Sign number 6. Leg pain or cramping. While walking. Leg pain or cramping that occurs while walking and reliably subsides with rest indicates peripheral artery disease, where arteries supplying your legs become dangerously blocked. This symptom typically manifests as cramping, aching, or fatigue in leg muscles during activity, most commonly affecting calves but possibly thighs, hips, or buttocks. Research in vascular medicine reveals a terrifying truth: peripheral artery disease rarely occurs alone. Cleveland Clinic experts note that PAD affects more than 200 million people worldwide and around 12 million adults aged 40 or older in the United States alone. Here's the frightening reality. If you have blocked arteries in your legs, there's an extremely high probability of arterial blockages in other critical areas, including your heart and brain. This makes intermittent claudication a whole-body warning sign that your entire arterial system is under attack. The mechanism is deeply concerning. When leg arteries become narrowed by plaque buildup, they provide adequate blood flow at rest but cannot meet increased oxygen demands during activity. This leads to muscle cramping as tissues experience oxygen deprivation. Essentially, your leg muscles are suffocating during exercise. The pain follows a predictable, ominous pattern, occurring at consistent walking distances and reliably improving with rest. Many people dangerously dismiss leg cramping as normal aging, poor fitness, or muscle strain when it's actually a warning sign of systemic arterial disease. True intermittent claudication has distinct characteristics that differentiate it from other leg pain causes. The progression is particularly concerning, initially noticed during longer walks, then occurring with shorter distances, eventually limiting normal daily activities as arterial blockages worsen. This isn't just about leg pain. It's about your entire cardiovascular system crying out for help before more serious complications develop in your heart or brain. Warning. Sign number 7. Non-healing. Foot or leg. Sores, coldness, or color. Changes visible. Changes in your feet and legs indicate severely compromised blood flow and represent advanced stages of arterial disease. Non-healing sores, persistent coldness, and skin color changes are ominous signs that arterial blockages have reached dangerous levels. When arteries supplying your extremities become severely blocked, tissues literally can't receive adequate blood flow to maintain normal healing processes and temperature regulation. It's like trying to keep a plant alive with a few drops of water. Non-healing ulcers or sores persist for weeks or months because blocked arteries can't deliver adequate oxygen and nutrients required for healing. Your body's repair mechanisms simply can't function without proper blood flow. Cleveland Clinic research documents that persistent coldness in feet or legs, especially when one limb is noticeably colder than the other, indicates significant arterial blockages. Your extremities should maintain consistent temperature through adequate blood flow. When this circulation is compromised, feet and legs feel persistently cold, even in warm environments. Color changes provide visible evidence of circulation problems. Skin may appear pale, bluish, or have a shiny appearance due to reduced blood flow. Sometimes you'll notice mottled patches indicating uneven blood distribution as your circulatory system struggles to deliver adequate flow. The 6 Ps of acute limb ischemia, the most severe and immediately life-threatening arterial blockage warning sign. Hair loss on your legs and feet may seem like a trivial cosmetic concern, but it's actually another circulation indicator that most people ignore. Reduced blood flow to these areas causes hair growth to slow down or stop entirely. You can even see a temperature difference between your limbs. If one leg or foot feels noticeably colder than the other, this means that a nearby artery is significantly blocked, causing substantially reduced blood flow to that limb. These visible signs represent advanced arterial disease and demand immediate medical evaluation. Otherwise, you risk tissue death and potential amputation. Erectile dysfunction in men is often an early warning system for arterial blockages elsewhere in the body. Men who experience ED have a significantly higher risk of developing cardiovascular disease, including heart attack, stroke, and peripheral artery disease. This is because erectile function depends entirely on blood flow through specialized blood vessels in the penis. So, if you notice these symptoms, seek medical attention promptly. Don't ignore or dismiss these signs. This occurs when an artery supplying an arm or leg becomes suddenly and completely blocked, representing a true medical emergency where hours or even minutes can determine whether a limb can be saved or requires amputation. Pain is severe and sudden, constant and unrelenting. It doesn't improve with rest or position changes, often feeling like intense burning deep within the affected limb, progressively worsening as tissues become increasingly oxygen-deprived. Pallor refers to the limb's pale appearance. The affected limb loses its normal coloration and appears pale, white, or waxy compared to the unaffected limb, a visible sign that blood flow has been critically compromised. Pulselessness means normal pulses cannot be felt below the blockage level. Healthcare providers check for pulses at various arterial points, and in acute limb ischemia, these pulses are completely absent. Paresthesias involve abnormal sensations like tingling, numbness, or pins and needles as nerve tissues become oxygen-deprived and begin to malfunction. Paralysis represents progressive motor function loss as muscles and nerves become increasingly oxygen-deprived, often beginning with weakness and progressing to complete inability to move fingers, toes, or the entire limb. Poikilothermia refers to the limb becoming cold to touch as inadequate blood flow fails to maintain normal temperature. These symptoms represent a race against time. Tissues can survive only limited periods without blood flow before irreversible damage occurs. The presence of multiple Ps indicates a surgical emergency where immediate intervention can mean the difference between saving a limb and amputation. Critical foods that fight blocked arteries. Now that you understand these life-threatening warning signs, let's discuss the powerful foods that can help prevent and even reverse arterial blockages. The research on these foods is absolutely remarkable. Fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and tuna contain omega-3 fatty acids that act like natural arterial cleaners, reducing inflammation and preventing deadly plaque buildup. Studies show people who eat fatty fish twice weekly have 30% lower risk of heart disease. Leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and other dark leafy greens are packed with nitrates that naturally dilate your arteries and improve blood flow. Research shows just one serving daily can reduce arterial stiffness by 26%. Berries. Blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries contain powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins that protect your arterial walls from damage and reduce inflammation. Studies show eating berries 3 times weekly reduces heart attack risk by 32%. Avocados. Rich in monounsaturated fats, avocados help reduce dangerous LDL cholesterol while increasing protective HDL cholesterol. Research shows 1 avocado daily can improve arterial function within weeks. Nuts and seeds. Almonds, walnuts, and flax seeds provide healthy fats and fiber that support arterial health. Studies show eating nuts 5 times weekly reduces heart disease risk by 35%. Oats and whole grains. These contain soluble fiber that naturally lowers cholesterol levels. Research shows 3 servings daily can reduce cholesterol by 8 to 23%. Extra virgin olive oil contains powerful compounds that reduce inflammation and protect against arterial damage. Studies show Mediterranean populations consuming olive oil have dramatically lower heart disease rates. Garlic contains compounds that naturally lower blood pressure and cholesterol while improving circulation. Research shows garlic supplements can reduce arterial plaque by 80%. Dangerous foods that block your arteries. Equally important is knowing which foods are literally poisoning your arteries and must be eliminated immediately. Processed meats. Bacon, sausages, hot dogs, and deli meats are loaded with sodium and preservatives that damage arterial walls and promote inflammation. Trans fats. Found in fried foods, processed snacks, and margarine, trans fats are arterial poison that should be completely eliminated from your diet. Excessive sugar, particularly in sodas and processed foods, excess sugar promotes inflammation and arterial damage through multiple mechanisms. Refined carbohydrates. White bread, pasta, and pastries spike blood sugar and promote arterial inflammation. High-sodium foods. Processed foods loaded with sodium raise blood pressure and damage arterial walls. Excessive saturated fats. From fatty cuts of meat and full-fat dairy products, these can raise cholesterol levels and promote plaque formation. Your life-saving action plan. These 10 warning signs represent your body's sophisticated alarm system, desperately trying to alert you to arterial blockages that could threaten your life. From the subtle pressure of angina to the medical emergency of acute limb ischemia, each symptom provides crucial information about your cardiovascular system's condition. The tragedy is that millions of people ignore these warning signs until it's too late. Recognition and immediate action are absolutely critical for survival. These symptoms don't occur in isolation. They often represent a spectrum of arterial disease affecting multiple parts of your body simultaneously. If you recognize any of these warning signs, especially multiple signs occurring together, you must seek immediate medical evaluation. Time is literally life when it comes to arterial disease. Remember that arterial blockages develop gradually over years, like rust slowly accumulating in pipes, but their consequences can appear suddenly and dramatically. The chest discomfort you dismiss as stress, the leg cramping you attribute to aging, or the breathlessness you blame on being out of shape could all be early warning signs of life-threatening arterial disease. These symptoms are your body's way of begging you to pay attention before it's too late. Your cardiovascular system is intricately interconnected. Blockages in one area often indicate problems throughout your entire arterial network. People who recognize these symptoms early and seek appropriate medical care have significantly better outcomes than those who ignore the warning signs until major cardiovascular events occur. The research is crystal clear. Early detection and intervention can prevent heart attacks, strokes, and other potentially fatal cardiovascular emergencies. Your life may literally depend on your ability to recognize these symptoms and take them seriously. Don't become another tragic statistic. Act on these warning signs immediately. Call to action. If this video opened your eyes to the dangerous reality of blocked arteries, kindly type "helpful" in the comments. That motivates us to produce more life-saving content like this. Please smash that like button if this information could save your life or someone you love. Share this video with friends and family who need to know these critical warning signs. You could literally save their life. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more life-saving health information that could mean the difference between life and death. Thank you for watching, and thank you for taking your cardiovascular health seriously enough to learn these potentially life-saving warning signs. Your heart will thank you for it. Enhanced medical disclaimer. The information in this video is for educational purposes only and should never replace professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Individual symptoms and risk factors vary significantly. Always consult qualified healthcare providers before making changes to your diet, exercise routine, or medications, especially if you have existing health conditions. If you experience any symptoms mentioned in this video, seek appropriate medical attention. This content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.